Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and today we will be doing a tier list of the Wuthering Waves characters, and we will be ranking them by hotness. Now, this is my first ever Wuthering Waves video, because I did not take part in any of the beta tests, and I just wanted to try something new because the game's coming out soon, and I want to give it a try, so I might as well make a video beforehand. Now, like I said, we will be ranking characters by hotness. I'm going purely based off design, because I know nothing about the characters whatsoever. And I would also like to apologize in advance for any names that I am going to butcher completely. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get right into it. Now, first of all, we have the female and the male rovers. These are basically the main characters of the game, and if I'm being honest, I do quite like the design. I do like the darker color theme. I mean, we can pull them up over here, I believe. There we go. Yeah, you know what? I really like their outfits. I really like their designs. Just, the question is, are they better than some of the other characters on this list? That's what I want to know. For the time being, honestly, I feel like I'm going to put them in C tier because although I love their aesthetic, I feel like a lot of characters in this game have a similar aesthetic. But to be fair, this game just has so many well-designed characters that honestly I think C tier is still like a good tier to be in. But yeah, next up, I believe this is Chisha, I believe. Yeah, Chisha. Okay. Once again, apologies if I'm butchering any names. Now, first impression I get when I look at this character is I sort of get like the mechanic vibes, if I'm being honest. Like, you know, just like your generic bubbly mechanic girl, which you normally see in some animes. But when it comes to her design, honestly, if I'm being completely honest here, it doesn't resonate much with me. I'm probably gonna put her in the D tier. Yeah, it's honestly not really my kind of design, not something I am all that into. But next up, I believe, is Yang Yang, if I'm correct. Yep, okay. Now, when it comes to Yang Yang, honestly, I get very similar vibes to the male and female rovers. So honestly, I feel like I'm going to put them next to each other. There's, once again, it is that sort of darker theme, but then her outfit's blue, whereas the rovers is black. Honestly, I feel like I prefer the rovers ever so slightly. But I do still appreciate her design quite a bit. I feel like, you know, C is, once again, a very decent tier. There's just so many strong characters in this game. Although I feel like I might bump these guys up a little bit later on after we finish the tier list. So be sure to stick around for that. Now, when it comes to Verena and this one, we're just going to put them over at the end. We're not going to be ranking them for obvious reasons. Which takes us on to, I believe, Sanhua is her name. Yes, Sanhua. Now, I think... Oh, this is actually tough. She could honestly be anywhere in one of these three tiers. I love her design so much. Like, honestly, she does what the rovers do, but, like, just better. The question is, do I want to put her in S, A, or B? Like, I know this is quite a range, but I'm conflicted where I want to... Okay, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Sanhua at A, and then I'm going to put the male and female rovers at B for the time being. I feel like this is a bit more fair. Like I said, honestly, all of these four characters give off a kind of similar vibe, but yeah, I feel like I would put Sanhua just right above these two. I feel like she belongs in her own tier, and then I feel like I prefer these guys' outfits to Yang Yang's, therefore this is the order I will be going for. Next up, Old Man. Name which I completely forget. This is Yuan Wu. Okay, what do we think of him? If I'm being honest, not my type whatsoever. You know, I do kind of get Welt vibes from Honkai Star Rail, but Welt just pulls it off way better than Yuan Wu, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry, I'm completely butchering his name. I barely know how to say it, and I barely remember it, so... Yeah, honestly, he's gonna go in the D tier. I'm sure people with severe father issues will put him in the S tier, but for me, Gramps is a D tier. I'm sorry. But next up is Baiji, and Baiji is our first S tier. Like, come on, her design is immaculate. She pulls off the darker design better than all of these guys, and she does it amazingly. Her design is so hot, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I love her design so much. I believe she's the free healer we get, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember well, although I could be wrong. But I honestly don't want her to leave my team whatsoever, because she is so hot. She will be a mainstay on my account, no matter how bad she is, for the first couple of weeks or months, because I just love her design so much. Yeah, honestly, there's just so much to be said, but I don't want to go into completely melting down the genre territory, so instead we will be moving right on to, I believe this is Tauchi. Yeah, Tauchi. Okay, cool. Well, now Tauchi is another strong contender. I'm gonna put her in A tier once again. Very cool design. Honestly, reminds me a bit of Alicia from Honkai Impact Third. You know, the Miss Pink Elf battlesuit variant. If I'm being completely honest. So, which for me, Alicia is my favorite Honkai Impact character. So that's instantly a strong, you know, very strong attribute to have. Definitely, I would say in the A tier. I don't think she's as hot as Baiji, but you know, she's definitely up there. I would put Tauchi and Sanhua on about the same tier. And next up, redhead girl. Danjin. Okay. Old. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna put Danjin next to her red-headed fellow, and yeah, honestly, neither are really my design. Not really my preference. You know, this is more of like a cute, innocent design. I'm pretty sure she's not all that in-game, but you know, that's just what the design itself gives off. Yeah, honestly, D tier for me, probably not quite my type, so yeah. I mean, I want to make it clear, I don't think any of these characters are badly designed, they're just not designed for me, if I'm being completely honest. Now, next up, this guy. This is Alto. Now, Alto is another A tier. You know, once again, it's just a hot man, light hair, long hair. You know, you can't go wrong. I mean, just look at everything that's going on. You just can't go wrong with this design. Like, this is the formula for success in a game. And he pulls it off brilliantly. So, yeah, it's A tier for Alto. All three of these characters are just very strong designs. They're just slightly missing out on S tier. You know, don't want to have too many S tiers. But next up is Mortefi, I believe. Yep. Okay. Mortefi. See, in some artwork, I like his design way more than he looks here. Like, here, he looks like probably like something like a C tier, if I'm being honest. But then when you look at this, I would probably put him in the B tier. You know, once again, just a hot design. You know, I like his design, although I feel like these guys have a better aesthetic and he has a better design, which is why I feel like that sort of just averages out in about the B tier for Mortefi. I mean, you know, I feel like Alto just does a bit better. If I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest fan of glasses, but you know, if there's someone who can pull him off, it's Mortefi. But yeah, for me, it's a B tier, which once again, in this game's really strong, but yeah, I feel like Mortefi can be in the B tier. Now, next up is, where is he? Ling Yang. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, not my type whatsoever. I feel like Ling Yang goes in the D tier for me, you know, kind of furry vibes. Me personally, know what I'm into. So, you know, if that's the way you guys like, I don't judge, but not for me if I'm being completely honest. So, yeah. But next up, Jian. Now, I know what everyone's gonna say. Zhao vibes from Genshin Impact. And I could not agree anymore. Just like, make Zhao a bit taller and more masculine, and you got Jian. But for me, it's really close between A and S. But honestly, what it is for me is sort of the hair color. I feel like I don't know how to explain this. Now, here's the thing. I'm not an artist by any means, so I basically have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm just saying my personal thoughts, but I feel like there's not much. You know, like in Zhao's hair, you have more different tones between the colors. The coloration's a bit different. I feel like Jian's just sort of that. You know, I personally call it like aqua or turquoise, whatever. You know, it's just all that one color. I feel like if there was a bit more color going on, maybe a bit darker, I would maybe put him in an S tier. But, you know, I mean, when it comes to his design, I mean, just look at him. I feel like, for me, he just... or does he go in S tier? I don't know. Do I want to control myself? Okay, I feel like I'm going to control myself, and I'm going to keep him in the A tier. Oh, but I also feel like he's just hotter than... Oh, no, but Altos was really hot. You know what? He's gonna stay in the A tier for now. But at the same time, it's my list, and I can just put him in S tier. Oh, I mean, I know one thing for certain. When the game comes out, we're gonna be pulling for him. That's for sure. But I feel like he's gonna stay in A tier for now. For now, he's staying in A tier. But Yinlin is an S tier. Yinlin, I think, probably the hottest character in the game, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, like, literally, just look at her. Like, how can you tell me that she is not the hottest character in the game? Like, there's very good competition, but for me, she's number one. 100% we're also going to be pulling for her. So luckily, they put two very strong contenders as the first two banners in the game. We will be pulling for Jian, and we will be pulling for Yinlin, assuming I can get enough pulls. I mean, I do have some exams going on right now, which is why, you know, it might be a bit difficult, but I am still trying to upload as much as I can. So yeah, like I said, Yinlin, I mean, just look at her. Yinlin, Baiji, they're just absolutely gorgeous, and I want to keep them so bad. Like, Wuthering, like, these two would be enough to make me play Wuthering Waves. And from one S tier to another, we've got Kalcharo. Now, see, sometimes I honestly debate whether I think Kalcharo or Jian's hotter. I feel like I don't want to put both of them in S tier, and I feel like in this picture, I feel like Kalcharo looks a bit better than Jian, if I'm being honest. I mean, here, when it comes to these artworks, I'd probably favor Jian a bit, but I feel like I feel like Kalcharo just edges it out a bit, like a bit more. I mean, you know, he kind of does what Jian and Alto do if you combine them together and just do it better. Like, I feel like that's Kalcharo. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think we can choose a standard character. I'm pretty sure. So because of that, you know, clearly you guys can tell who I will be going for. Honestly, I think these three can make a team. Baiji is a healer, and then, you know, just these two I feel like makes a team. I'm not too sure like I said, I haven't played the game. I don't know much about how the game works. You know, you guys are gonna have a really amusing time when the game comes out, and you're just gonna be able to make fun out of me for days, because I will be incredibly clueless. You know, clueless Genshin Star player tries Wuthering Waves. Basically, actually, that might be the title of the video when I do my first gameplay video. But yeah, with that being said, we will be moving on to our final character, and this is Jianshin. Honestly, Jianshin gives me similar vibes to I forgot her name already, Yang Yang. You know, once again, so I feel like Baiji, Sanhua, the Rovers, Yang Yang, and this girl just all kind of do a similar thing. I feel like, I don't know, maybe she does a bit better than Yang Yang, but yeah, I feel like this is another C tier. I feel like the Rovers just do it ever so slightly better, and I wouldn't really put her above Mortefi, so I feel like C tier, and, you know, I'd say this is a fairly balanced tier list, if I'm being completely honest, you know. One thing I have repeated a lot in this video, and I will say again, once again, the character design in Wuthering Waves is absolutely amazing, so, you know, no, I don't think any character here is badly designed, just these designs aren't exactly for me. These are pretty decent designs, these are good designs, these are really good designs, and these are, oh my god, I want them, I need a portrait of them in my room. So yeah, that's it for my tier list on Wuthering Waves. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to let me know your opinions in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're excited for Wuthering Waves content, and then obviously we will also have the regular Genshin and Honkai Star Rail content as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.